Over the last few weeks, the Pokemon investing scene has been dominated by two big things. Japanese Pokemon 151 will have a reprint in May, and the Sword and Shield era is booming in value. Combined, you get this video where we look at Japanese 151 and the Japanese Sword and Shield era. But before we start the video, I can make some people happy with giveaways. First up, we got our sealed Umbreon tin. The winner is announced in the description together with my email, so make sure to contact me. Congratulations. And then I can tell you there's already a new giveaway, the Golden Mew from Celebrations. Now, if you want to win this card, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know down below in the comments if you would invest in English or Japanese sealed products. Let's go. First up on our list, we got Japanese 151. Now, prices of sealed booster boxes dropped to an average of around $150. Before the news about the print was leaked, boxes were easily going above $200, even around $220, but the news definitely had a serious impact on sealed booster box prices. If we take a look at the top 3 chase cards from this set, we got the Pikachu Master Ball at $325. We got the Gengar at $220, and then we have the Erika's Invitation at $122. The Japanese 151 has been one of the most valuable sets out of the Pokemon scene in recent years, in my opinion. We have the nostalgia, we have decent artwork, and of course the big advantage, the Master Balls. Now these prices result in a ratio of 8.2, the highest we have ever seen. I do believe that the prices of single cards will probably come down a bit in the upcoming months because of the reprint, but because cards like the Pikachu Master Ball are so hard to pull, I believe their value will not decrease as much as booster boxes did in the short term. Do I think that the reprint means the end of the exclusiveness, let's say, of Japanese 151? Absolutely not. With booster boxes going for $150 but having so much value in this set, it's definitely one of my topics to invest in the upcoming weeks. Next up, we go all the way back to the Sword and Shield era, starting off with the Shield S1H base set. Because a straightforward trend line of Japanese booster box prices is pretty hard to find, I just took an average of the last sold items on eBay, and then we can see that a Shield base set box is going between $350 and $400. If we take a look at the top 3 chase cards from this set, we got the Marnie with a raw price of $600, then we have the Rainbow Marnie at $67, and then we have the Golden Zacian at $27. This set has a ratio between 2 and 2.2. What does this ratio and these prices say about potential investment opportunities for sealed booster boxes from this set? In my opinion, this set is not too bad, but also not very interesting to hop in for potential investments. I'm not the biggest fan of the Marnie. This card is also decreasing in value, going from around $1,500 to below $8,000, but this set has the advantage to be the base set of the Sword and Shield era, which means it's always more sought after by collectors, but overall, it's not my favorite investment right now. Next up, we got the Single Strike Masters S5. Booster boxes from this set going for around $160, and if we take a look at the top 3 chase cards from this set, we got the Single Strike Urshifu VMAX at $150. Of course, we got the Sleeping Tyranitar at $100, and then we got the Single Strike Urshifu V at $37. This combines a ratio of 2.6, which is actually a pretty good ratio. Holding some strong cards like the Sleeping Tyranitar, this set can actually be one of our better investment opportunities today for Japanese sealed boxes from the Sword and Shield era. One of the biggest sets in the English Sword and Shield era, Chilling Reign. Here we have Matchless Fighter S5A going for $230 for a sealed booster box. And if we take a look at the top 3 chase cards from this set, we have the Blaziken with a raw value of $200, the Galarian Moltres at $195, and then number 3 is the Clara at $138. Combined, this set has a ratio of 3.4, which is actually pretty high. I think $230 for a sealed booster box from this set is already pretty high, but if you do have the budget, it's definitely worth looking at. And then the biggest set from the Sword and Shield era, we get Eevee Heroes. The current price for a sealed booster box is $450. If we take a look at the top 3 chase cards, of course, we got the Moonbryon at $1,400, we got the Sylveon at $500, and then the Glaceon at $330. This set has a ratio of 6.8, which is very high, and combined, the top 10 chase cards from this set have a value of more than $3,000. Eevee Heroes will be the biggest set out of the Japanese Sword and Shield era. I think this is a rock solid investment, but the problem for a lot of investors is the big value already of this box. $450 is already a lot of money. If you just look at it from an investor perspective, you already need a decent budget to spend on some sealed Eevee Heroes booster boxes, and maybe there are some other less heavier sets that could be interesting for us to invest in. Next up we got Time Gazer, aka Estal Radiance, with a current booster box value of $95. The top 3 chase cards from this set are the Gardenia at $54, then we have the Origin Form Dialga at $43, and then of course we got the Machamp at $42. The reason why I added Time Gazer to this list is because I think this set checks a lot of boxes if you want to invest in some sealed, affordable Japanese Pokemon products that have growth potential in the short term. It actually follows the same story as the English set. It is one of the last Sword and Shield sets to take off. The English version recently got out of stock on the Pokémon Center, and I do believe with a ratio of 2.9, the Japanese version has also a lot of potential to rise in the short term. Good artworks in this set, some chase cards, and at $95, I think this is a pretty good deal. Then we have Lost Abies, known as Lost Origin in the English Sword and Shield era. A booster box today is going for around $180. If we take a look at the top 3 chase cards, we got the Giratina at $400, we got the Aerodactyl at $62, and then we have the Lady at $40. It's the same story as in English. This set is one of the most affordable boxes from the Sword and Shield era right now, with one of the biggest chase cards from this era. So investment wise, I would definitely look at this set if I would invest in Japanese sealed booster boxes. But I do have to admit that besides the Giratina and the Aerodactyl, I actually like the card list from VMAX Climax way more than Lost Abies. This is just my perspective as a collector, not as an investor, but from an investment perspective, Lost Abies is definitely worth looking at. And then we have Silver Tempest, aka Paradigm Trigger, with a current booster box value of only $85. And if you take a look at the top 3 chase cards, we got the Lugia at $308, we got the Blaziken at $45, and then we have the Candice at $31. This set with a ratio of 6.3 could potentially be, in my opinion, one of the biggest investment opportunities from the Japanese Sword and Shield era. It holds a big chase card from a popular Pokemon, and $85 for a sealed booster box is the perfect price point in my opinion to invest in. Just buy a couple of boxes of this set and I can definitely see this set going to maybe $200 for a sealed box in the upcoming years. Last but not least, I do want to mention something important here, and that is the fact that prices of single chase cards from modern Japanese sets are in a downward trend in the last few months. So for investing in Japanese modern Pokemon sets today, you gotta be a little bit more strategic in which investments you would take. I wouldn't go all in on graded Japanese modern cards today. It may look like we have reached the bottom for a lot of cards, but as long as we don't have a valid confirmation that graded modern Japanese cards in general are back up on the rise, I would be a little bit more hesitant about investing in it. And what about sealed Japanese booster boxes? Now the downward trend of graded cards can definitely impact the price of sealed Japanese products, but on the long term, sealed products can level this out easier because of the supply and the demand. The longer you can hold on to a sealed booster box, the scarcer and more expensive your product becomes. And there you have my look at sealed Japanese booster boxes. Now if you like this video and you want to win the Golden Mew from Celebrations, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know down below in the comments if you would invest in English or Japanese sealed booster boxes. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.